Teachings of the Kingdom of Heaven, Part 1, 5 Phases of the Liberator, Section 4. Rabbi Michael-ben-Pesach, Portnaar. I am the first and the last. Let us now look at the deeper meaning of the Hebrew letters in the names of the bearers Merkabah, of the 5 kilim in the middle line. It's exactly the same in every human being, as well in the common as in the special aspect. In us always the Keter is the strength of Yeshua, always the strength of the kingdom of heaven. In us Moshe is Da'at, the strength of the open Torah. Every human being has the strength of Moshe. Tiferet always is the strength of the Zohar, the secret Torah. And it was Shimon Bar Yochai who brought this down. And by way of Ari came down the strength of the tree of life, meaning the light came to Yesod. And at the end, and this will be very soon, comes the strength of the Moshiach, the Redeemer, in this second appearance. But now he will be enriched with the 4 former stages, in all the glory of Avaya. Look at the names of the first drawing. Yeshua is the name of Keter. Yeshua has the numerical value of 390. Yud is 10. Shin is 300. Vav is 6. And Ayin is 70. Together, 386. Plus the 4 letters, 390. Why do we add these 4 letters? In Keter, we add up as well the numerical value as the number of letters. The 4 letters of the name, Avaya, so 386, plus these 4 letters makes 390. This is the strength of Yeshua. You can see this as a strength having 390 units. The next step is Da'at. This is the name of Moshe, and when you read the name Moshe, don't think about the person named Moshe. Never, not even for one moment, think about the person, only see this name as strength. This strength is given to someone here on earth, someone who manifests himself as Moshe. Don't have interest in the person of Moshe, only in the strength of Moshe. It's the same with Michael Portnaar. Don't have interest in who he is, only have interest in what comes down via Michael, but the person Michael has nothing to do with it. Maybe there is something in my name, Michael. Michael means Mikael, who is as God. I only speak about the Creator, but in me there is nothing. I don't have special qualities or a character trait that has anything to do with my teaching and passing on in the Kabbalah. Look carefully to the name Moshe. Look closely and see the name Moshe. There is a lot hidden within the names, and when you look carefully, a lot will be given to you. There is nothing in the lower what doesn't exist in the higher. What there is from Moshe till the Mashiach. It has to be inevitable, present in the Keter, because everything comes from Keter. Are you agreeing with this? The lower can't have what the higher doesn't have. A higher gives at the lower. What a higher doesn't have, he can't pass it on to the lower. Therefore, in the name of Yeshua, all the 4 names have to be present. Yeshua has to manifest himself in Moshe, because without Yeshua, there wouldn't be Moshe. Without Yeshua and Moshe, there wouldn't be Shimon Bar Yochai. Without Yeshua, Moshe, and Shimon, there wouldn't be Yitzchak, Lurian, Ari. And without these 4, the Mashiach can't come. Now, we have 5 stages of the Redeemer, and there is nothing more. Now look carefully to the Hebrew letters of these names. Look at the name Moshe. Compare this name with the name of Yeshua, with letters, which letters are in agreement. Which letters are in agreement? Both names carry the shin. In a way, Moshe receives the shin of Yeshua. Always, there has to be something in the lower that has to be present in the higher, in this case, Keter. The letter Mem and He are for Moshe, Da'at, himself. This is the name Ma. Ma is the name of Ze'ah, the open Torah. This is what Moshe brought with him because the shin Moshe had from Yeshua. What you have to do is take away the letter shin of the name Moshe, because this letter he received from Yeshua. Now, the question is, what is the contribution of Moshe? Those are the letters Mem and He. Mem is the first letter of his name, and He is the last letter. Mem and He aren't present in the name of Yeshua. Why aren't they present in Yeshua? Of course, potential they are, but the work Moshe did was to deepen the light of Keter to the Kli of Da'at. This he had done by way of these two letters, Mem and He, of his name. The numerical value of Mem and He equals 45. This same number is the numerical value of the word Adam, what means human in his earthly significance. What is the human being in his earthly significance? What are the characteristics of the human being? A human being has the male and the female, right and left. This begins with Moshe, with Da'at. In Da'at, you see the beginning of the experience of these two aspects, right and left. We don't have this in Yeshua. This is one of the reasons why Christians saw and see Yeshua as God, because his upper part is connected with the divine. Can you see this? Do you still remember the upper part of the Keter is named the Son of God, and the bottom of Keter is named human, the Son of Man? That's why man saw and see him as God, because his upper part was as God. They saw and see him as God and as a human being together. This isn't so odd, because the Creator gave at the Christians also something, namely goodness and mercy from his inner. This is marvelous. Please notice, in every religion is hidden a true element. Don't think religion is as opium for the people, to provide them spiritual soft drugs. This is why so many people, whole nations, whole groups, are so attached on religion. The kind of religion doesn't matter. So the contribution of Moshe was the Mem and the He. Now we go further with the name of Shimon bar Yochai. For us, only the first name is important. In this case, Shimon, who had written the Holy Zohar, from whom has Shimon the Shin. The Shin comes from Yeshua and from the name Moshe. The Mem in his names comes from Moshe. The Ayin he has from the name Yeshua, also the letter Vav. Now, you can see Shimon has 3 letters of Yeshua. More secrets of the Torah are revealed by way of Shimon. Can you see this? 3 letters of Yeshua are revealed in the name of Shimon bar Yochai. What is the contribution of Shimon? That is the letter Nun. Why Nun? Nun has a numerical value of 50, and with his writing of the Zohar, he created a small opening of the 50th gate. Not completely open, but the gate is left ajar. This refers to the letter Nun. Then the next one comes. The light descended further to below to the Yesod. Yesod is Yitzchak Lurian, Ari. His first name is Yitzchak, the same name as from Yitzchak, the son of Abraham. The destination of a human being is given in his first name. Let us look at the name of Yitzchak. The first letter of his name is Yud, Chochmah. He has the Yud from Yeshua. The other three letters are his contribution. When you look at the remaining letters, Yitzchak, you see a word with the essence of laughing. The laughter has come with him. Laughter means joy, pleasure, etc. Why? Because the salvation is near. The salvation Yeshua spoke about. With the arriving of Yitzchak, the four lights have come into the world. The fourth is Wak, not Gar, although we say the fourth light has entered. This is his contribution. The last light will come with HaMashiach. The meaning of Mashiach is he who attracts. Who is Mashiach? Of course, this is Yeshua. The Mashiach or Malchut can't be someone else, because in the name of Mashiach is the name of Yeshua in the Keter, only in Keter. I give you a good advice. Repeat this lesson as much as possible. Do it 1,000 times. Visualize this lesson. Nowhere in the whole world you can find such an important lesson. This is so important because in this you have the absolute salvation. This is the spiritual puzzle already solved for whole humanity. There is no interest in me how many people can hear or read this. One is enough. The revealing of this puzzle had to go in public now in this time. It's given to me. The fifth stage, the final stage, is of course Mashiach, the Redeemer. The first stage, the Redeemer, is Yeshua. In a way, in every of these 5 stages, there is the same Redeemer. The stage of the Redeemer in the Kli Keter is the first appearance of Yeshua here on earth. What is written about him? We are learning this too. He is a poor soul sitting on a donkey. Why is he sitting on a donkey? We already learned this in the Holy Zohar, in the Mamar of Rav Menuna Saba. He appeared at those 2 travelers, on which way he too was sitting on a donkey. Baal Chasulam explains this to us. He says a donkey is the condition of Ibur, what means creation. That was the Ibur of the Redeemer, when Yeshua appeared for the first time. The appearance of Yeshua was so normal, one couldn't see he was so important. He too was sitting on a donkey. Why was he sitting on a donkey? His appearance was the first appearance to humankind with the light Nefesh. And as we know, Nefesh is the lowest light. That's why the first appearance was so shabby. After Yeshua came, Moshe. What is the meaning when we say the appearance of Moshe, or the second stage of the Redeemer comes? Is there some extra for the Kli of Yeshua? Yes, Ruach. In a way, there is enrichment in Yeshua. With the coming of Moshe, there is more glory of the name Hashem for Yeshua. Has a paradox appeared between Yeshua and Moshe? No, because they are all the same. Only Moshe is the second appearance of the Redeemer. Of course, Moshe isn't the Redeemer's self. Moshe is an addition in the Redeemer, who is Keter. Everything comes from Keter. What Moshe did was to attract the light further down to our world, so the light Ruach came here on earth. Who did receive the light Ruach? Yeshua or Keter received the light Ruach. But is the Keter then the whole point? Keter is the crown. What is the meaning of the creation? The light completely has to come to Malchut. Eventually, Malchut, the lowest Kli, needs the light Nefesh. And when this happens in the Kli of Yeshua, will enter the light of Yehidah. Eventually, all splendor comes in the Kli of Yeshua, in the name of Yeshua, when he appears for the second time in the Gmar Tikkun. Gmar Tikkun is the last correction, when the light completely descends to the Malchut. What will happen? All the 5 lights will be on their own place. When this day comes, Hashem and his name will be one. The meaning of Hashem is light, filling the Kelim, and his name means the Kelim self. Only then there will be oneness between light and Kelim. What does this mean? Every Kli will receive his corresponding light. For example, the Kli of Malchut, or the Mashiach, will have the light Nefesh, and in the Kli Yesod, or Yitzchak, will have the light Ruach, etc. Eventually, the Kli Keter, or Yeshua, will have the light Yehidah, which will be the second appearance. It is also written, and these are the words of Yeshua, at the second appearance you will see the manifestation of the Son of God in all his splendor in heaven. He describes this to his students too. Let us now look to the letters of the name Mashiach. The letter Mem of Mashiach, or Malchut, comes from Moshe. The letter Shin comes from Shimon, and the Yud comes from Yeshua. These 3 letters of the name Mashiach are the first letters of the former names. His last letter, the letter He, from Mashiach, is the 3rd letter of the name Yitzchak. There is a difference. Why? We look at this later. For now, you can see very clear all the names are connected, and not only that. This is a casual connection. There is another hint pointing out to the same, and that is everything what exists in Keter exists inevitably in the rest of creation, or in all lower Kilim. Keter is the highest step considering the 4 lowest Sifirot. In our case, the 4 Kilim seen from the Atil Malchut. This is a fact, and is also effective in the special aspect of the lowest Kilim itself. The first letter of a name has in itself everything what is to be seen in the next letter of that name. You could say the first letter dominates and represents everything what is in the rest of the word. It doesn't matter if there is no agreement with the numerical value. Remember, the first letter has everything in itself always. Now let us look at the 4 stages of the name Yeshua. We have the name of Moshe. The first letter of Moshe is the letter Mem, with a numerical value of 40. The next name is the name of Shimon, with the first letter Shin. Shin has a numerical value of 300. Then we see Yitzchak with the first letter Yud, and Yud is 10. And the last one is the Mashiach, with the first letter Mem, and it is 40. Now let us add these 4 numbers. Moshe with the first letter Mem, 40. Shimon with the first letter Shin, 300. Yitzchak with the first letter Yud, 10. Mashiach with the first letter Mem, 40. 390. The name of Yeshua has the numerical value of 386, with the 4 letters equals 390. You already learned to count the number of letters of Keter. Therefore, plus 4. There are 5 Kilim always, and these Kilim enters the light. These are the Kilim of the middle line. and not the kelim beside the middle line. Beside the middle, we have the work of right and left, but the light always comes via the middle line. We speak about 10 kelim, but at the end of the whole meaning of our work is to develop the 5 kelim of the middle line. Of course, we have to work to do in the right and left. For example, the Chokhmah and Bina, and between them Moshe or Da'at, but in the middle line, the light enters in our kelim by way of our Kli Da'at. The Torah manifests itself by way of the Kli Da'at, and we have to develop our Kli Keter by way of the teaching of the kingdom of heaven, etc. The place of absolute oneness is in Keter. Keter has neither right nor left, only mercy in his purest form. Now, you see why Yeshua was only mercy. There's absolutely no severity, din, in Keter. It was Yeshua who brought mercy with him. What is the message of Yeshua. The first Kli you enter is the Kli of Yeshua. First, you have to come to Yeshua. By way of Yeshua, you can come into the kingdom of heaven, because only within the upper part of Yeshua, or Keter, there is the Father. There is no other way to come to the Father, Yeshua said. He said no one can come to the Father otherwise than by way of his Son. Only the Son knows who's the Father. Only the Son knows his Father, and no one knows the Son except the Father. Only the Father knows who his Son is, and to whom he can manifest himself. To Yeshua, the Son. Clear? Why is it impossible to come to the Father? You have to come first to Yeshua because the Father is only within him. Within the high Keter there is the Father. Yeshua had a lot of objections against the Pharisees and the Sadducees. Why? Listen carefully. Of course, the Pharisees and the Sadducees aren't important because they couldn't receive light. Absolutely not. They only received some shining of the light of Nefesh and Ruach. When one doesn't accept the Kli of Keter, no, it is impossible to receive light. For instance, look at the Jewish people. Moshe taught them the open Torah. Without Yeshua, they can't receive light and come to salvation. Moshe is the Kli Da'at. Da'at means knowledge. Moshe brought the knowledge of the only God in this world. For us, knowledge means right and left. This is the true knowledge. Moshe brought down the Torah. He brought Da'at down to humanity, but he couldn't bring down the Torah to Da'at without passing Keter. The consequence of this is that everyone who learns the open Torah has to pass Keter just as Moshe did. Due to this, everyone has to accept the kingdom of heaven. When one doesn't accept this, no, you will stay without salvation just as the Jewish nation. The salvation comes to you by way of the high Keter, who has the light, and in the light is embedded the Father. Of course, everything comes from Ein Sof. Father is the embedding of the Ein Sof within the Kli Keter. You can see this as a kind of a roughening for the sake of creation. The creation is the wish to receive. Is there another way for creation to endure Ein Sof? That's why Ein Sof carries the name of Avaya, in his capacity as creator, as the father of creation. This refers to the 4 stages of light, from high to low, and Ein Sof touched them all so he could stay in contact forever with creation. He who doesn't accept the high Keter doesn't accept the Keter within him. Is there another way to receive the high light? No. It was Yeshua who came with a happy message. He said, the kingdom of heaven is near. What does this mean? He meant to say, accept me, accept the high Keter, then all of you will have permission to come to the Father, my Father, because no one can come to the Father than through me. Only by way of Yeshua, one can meet the Father who is embedded in him. Now, you can see the problem of this nation. What are they doing? They accept Moshe, they accept the open Torah, the second tablets of stone, but they refuse to receive the Keter. This is way they can't go through the locks and entrances that are above them to ascend to the Keter and receive their salvation. Above them, above Moshe, above the Klidat, there are the locks. But as long the Jewish people don't accept Yeshua, they neither accept the kingdom of heaven, and as a result, the locks above them stay locked. For them, heaven is locked. Not only that, beneath them there is Shemon, who is the Sfirat Tiferet in the middle line, and that's the secret Torah, the Kabbalah. They also refuse to learn this, although formally they have declared the Zohar as holy. Still they don't learn it, and they who are learning it, they do it in a way it doesn't help them or bring them salvation. Therefore they can't accept it. And the worst thing is they don't have interest to change. Now, they have locked themselves double. Can you understand this? Yeshua spoke with them about this. He said, open the locks, open the entrance, and come to me. Through me you will receive salvation. The salvation comes from above. Can you see this? Even in the Sphira of Shemon, of Tiferet, there was the ongoing manifestation of the light in the secrets of the Torah. But they couldn't accept this either. Look around you, and there is not one Orthodox Jew who occupies himself with the secrets of the Torah. Of course, they value the Torah, but they do not touch it. Therefore, from above and from below the locks are closed. Heaven is closed, and from below they are closed. That's why it is named double closed. Why do I tell you this? So you will know very clearly there is no other way for the Jewish people to receive salvation before they accept Yeshua in deep consciousness and love for the truth. Please understand, they don't have to accept Christianity, not at all. Christianity is also shortness, so why should they go from shortness to shortness, from sickness to sickness? What is the sickness of the Jew? They are double locked. And the sickness of Christianity, they only see a Yeshua on the cross and as someone who paid all their debts. They only receive the shining of the light nefesh from heaven. When the main entrance is locked, no, all the other locks are closed too. What are the locks they have? The first lock is beneath the Keter, the lock of Moshe, the open Torah. In Christianity is something of the Torah. They too accept the Torah of Moshe, but they don't learn it. So the way further to below is unknown for them. Do you understand? Do you understand this? They only have the shining of the light nefesh and a little bit of the open Torah, of the light ruach. That's all, while the true salvation is via the 5 stages. In Christianity one speaks about salvation, but this isn't the true salvation, only the beginning of the salvation, and this beginning isn't enough. Instead of going beyond the understanding, one speaks about the cross and penance. This is the opposite of the positive message of Yeshua. He said that one has to go beyond his understanding, otherwise there isn't the possibility to come in the kingdom of heaven. By way of penance, it is impossible to come to the kingdom of heaven. When one sees the Redeemer as someone who has died on the cross because of our sins, it is impossible to come to a true salvation. It isn't enough, my beloved Christian brothers and sisters. This is only the beginning of the salvation. Of course, everything is within the high Keter, and in the stage of Yeshua, there is the beginning and the end of the salvation. He said, I am Aleph, and I am Tav. Or, in our language, I am the first and the last. This means Yeshua will manifest himself in the Mashiach. So you see, it all fits, but you have to remember, just Yeshua doesn't give salvation, because you will have only one Kli. the slightest one with the lowest light, nefesh. Now, you maybe understand why a nun can speak so beautiful on television, and you can feel the wonderfulness of her religion. You can feel her so profound alliance with her religion, and you feel her surrendering. Her religion is so different from a Jewish woman. Why can we feel this only, for example, when we meet a nun? Because she is connected through her faith with Yeshua. That's why she shines and speaks about the loving kindness of Yeshua. But it is only the radiation of one kli of Yeshua. What's beneath this kli is locked for her. Thus, when one is a Christian, all other kelim below the kli keter are locked. Heaven, and that's true, but they lack the entrance to their lower kelim, to the malchut. That's why so many Christians have a double life. From above, they are almost as an angel, but deep inside they have a different feeling, full of misery and doubts. Why are they speaking so much about the Mashiach? In a way, they only speak about Yeshua. In Yeshua there is the Keter, and in his second appearance there is the Mashiach. Of course, there is the embedding of Yeshua, but only potential. A person has to do all the work by himself. This is the only way to bring about the second appearance of the Mashiach. What they say and mean is, he will come. But the appearance of the Redeemer only can come when the light of Yehidah enters in the Mashiach, in the Kli of Malchut. The second appearance of Mashiach is in the Malchut, which is Mashiach. Of course, Yeshua. There is no other Mashiach. Why? There is no second or third or fourth man who's named the Redeemer. Moshe, Shimon, and Yitzchak all have their share in the revealing of the Mashiach. For example, Moshe is a strength given to the Kli Da'at, as an addition to support the second appearance of the Mashiach. Shimon also did his contribution. His contribution has given at him from above, so he too could contribute at the second appearance of Mashiach. What was the extra Yeshua received when Moshe came in existence? The light Ruach. What was the extra of Shimon? Due to his coming, due to his revealing of the secret Torah, Yeshua received the light Neshama. With the first appearance of Yeshua, the light Nefesh came in the Kli of Yeshua. Through the coming of Moshe, the light Ruach came in the Kli of Yeshua. Due to the coming of Shimon, the light Neshama came in the Kli of Yeshua in the Keter. With Yitzchak came the fourth light. So the contribution of Yitzchak took care of the light Chaya within Yeshua. The light Chaya is the light of life. Eventually the Mashiach will come. Let it be in our days. What will happen? The light of Yehidah will come. One of our students noticed the first two letters of Yeshua, the letters Yud and Shin, means it exists. And in the name of the Mashiach, we have these two letters too, only reversed. And when you turn the last two letters, you see the word Chai, life.